আমি
We
যেমন
are live.
সুলক্ষণাকে বলেইছি, আমি বাংলাতেই বলবো আর কি। চলো।
We are live today.
হ্যাঁ, নিশ্চয়ই।
We are waiting for Deepak and Q. I'll just text Deepak once again. সেজন্যই আমি মানে মেজরিটি অফ দ্য জিনিস আমি ইংলিশেই রেখেছিলাম আর কি, যাতে সবাই বুঝতে পারে।
আমাদের সৌরভকে বলছিলাম যে কিন্তু আদারওয়াইজ মানে সো আমরা ইকোনমিক্যালি এফেক্টেড হইনি, কিন্তু আদারওয়াইজ মানে খুব খারাপ মানে
Hi Deepak.
সিচুয়েশন।
Hi.
সো উই উইল
চলো আমরা বোধহয় লাইভে চলে এসেছি। 49-50 seconds.
Yes.
We are live. We can wait a little bit more for somebody to join us. Yeah, there's one
Q.
person who is live. Q can join us midway also. We're just waiting
Yes, yeah.
for a few more guests. There's only one person who's live right now with us.
It is India. Even when online will be a little late. That's okay.
So Deepak basically is a brilliant writer from Mumbai. As I was telling Madhujadi, Saurabh, this is Deepak Venkatesan, and Saurabh is my publisher.
Hi.
So
you guys may have heard of my last film called Lal Kaptan. You may have heard of it or seen it.
Yes.
This
my
period,
favorite.
So that's one of the reasons also that I read.
একটু কি ড্রপ করছে সুলক্ষণ, একটু ড্রপ করছে কথা, দেখো তো।
No, I think this is fine. Is this fine?
Yeah.
I'm fine. I can hear properly.
ঠিক।
Deepak,
Deepak, this
everything
is fine. Sound is fine, Deepak.
Yeah, fine, perfect. Are we live? Are we started already?
We are live.
You are very much audible. Yeah, we are live. Yeah, so there are 10 people. I think we can start. Q is going to join us a couple of minutes later. So I'll just tell him that we are live.
Yeah.
Should we start then?
Let's do, because I mean, since a few people are there, it's fair with them.
Yeah, sure. So good evening everyone. We have gathered tonight for the ebook launch of my graphic novel Doshu, Fable of the Tigress, on this auspicious occasion of Mahalaya. We have an extremely talented panel who have been kind enough to join and support me in this endeavor tonight. I thank each and every one of you to join us here and support me through this. I'm extremely nervous and jittery. I'll keep referring to my notes, but yeah, thank you once again for joining. So Q is a little bit late today, but he'll be joining us. He's one of the panelists. He's an internationally acclaimed filmmaker, rapper, and a graphic novelist. And he'll be joining us in a few minutes. We have Madhuja Mukherjee. She is a film studies professor from JU. She's an experimental filmmaker, a graphic novelist, and an installation artist. Thank you for joining us, ma'am.
Thank you very much. I'm very happy to be here.
Thank you, ma'am. Then we have Deepak Venkatesan from Mumbai. He is the writer of numerous Hindi films like Lal Kaptan and Kaun Kitne Pani Mein, and many television shows. Thank you for joining us, Deepak. Thank you.
Glad to be here. It's a nice book.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And last but not the least, we have Saurabh Mukhopadhyay. He's the acting
Hi.
publisher. He's the acting publisher for Saptarshi Prakashan, and he has been at it for the last 20 years. And he runs one of the most prestigious publication houses in Kolkata. Welcome, welcome to you.
Thank you, Shulakhana. Thank you.
So, before I open it up to
I
the
just wanted
panel,
to add that no, I just wanted to add that Saurabh had published my graphic novel as well.
Yeah, this is the first graphic novel in Bengali. This is the very important thing. Yeah, Kangal Malshat is the first graphic novel in Bengali.
which was
অ্যাকচুয়ালি
written
তখন
in
বাংলায় মানে গ্রাফিক নভেল ব্যাপারটা ছিলই
Yeah.
না যখন মধুজার বইটা
Yeah.
বেরিয়েছে কনসেপ্টটাকেই আমরা প্রথম নিয়ে আসি বাংলায় এবং তারপরে বাংলায় যা যা গ্রাফিক নভেল বেরিয়েছে অবভিয়াসলি কিউ বেশ ভালো কিছু দুটো তিনটে কাজ করেছেন কিন্তু ফার্স্ট গ্রাফিক নভেল ছিল কাঙ্গাল মালসাট এবং অলসো লালদা সুমন মুখোপাধ্যায় ও এটি সেই প্রজেক্টের সঙ্গে চমৎকার ভাবে জড়িয়েছিল এবং এটা গ্র্যান্ড রিলিজ
Yes,
ইন
yes, yes.
প্রিয়া থিয়েটার হল
Yeah. With
So before I-
Nabarun Bhattacharya's presence.
নবারুণ ভট্টাচার্য
Yes,
Yes,
Shulakhana, go
কাঙ্গাল
ahead.
মালসাট কাঙ্গাল মালসাট ইজ দ্য মানে ফেমাস story, famous film and essay, and it is a great novel. But মধুজা যে জিনিসটাকে ক্রিয়েট করেছিল তখন সেটাও একটা ফ্যাবুলাস জিনিস হয়েছিল এবং মানে প্রথমে চমকে গেছিল লোকে যে বাংলায় এরকম কাজ হতে পারে এইটা দেখে।
so
তো আমরা
essentially,
আজকে আরেকটা সেকেন্ড জায়গায় এসেছি যেটা দস্যু দ্য গ্রাফিক নভেল দিস ইজ দ্য ফার্স্ট ইংলিশ গ্রাফিক নভেল অফ সপ্তর্ষি and this is the great opportunity to serve all over world from Saptarshi.
so Deepak, I'll just quickly recapitulate what he said. So there is this extremely amazing.
I understood parts of it. If you want to do it, you can.
Yeah. I think don't translate. I go ahead, Shulakhana, because a lot of people, if we are live, we have to consider, the people who have joined us. Yeah.
Okay. Before I open it up to the panel, I would like to introduce myself a little bit and talk about my book.
Yeah.
So, Doshu is my first graphic novel. I essentially come from a documentary filmmaking background, and I had made 2 non-fiction films. I had been a television executive and then a writer in Mumbai and Kolkata industries. Doshu is the result of the labor of love of 3 years. It took me that much time to write and illustrate it. So it's been a long and arduous journey for me, and equally exciting one. Doshu, the graphic novel, is narrated by the character of a tigress, and it is about 4 young women on the brink of both extraordinary good and ostentatious evil. It is set in the 19th century and is essentially a dacoit story. So, why a dacoit story? So, essentially, Doshu, it means both dacoit and a badly behaved person in Bengali. Deepak, everything is all right?
Yeah. Please carry on. Sorry.
No problem. I'll wait. No problem.
Please carry on.
No
Please
problem.
continue.
So, as I was saying that why a dacoit story? So, essentially, Doshu means both dacoit and a badly behaved person in Bengali. So, what society considers to be a badly behaved woman has been a matter of fascination for me for the longest amount of time. Modujadi will agree to this. And hence, I knew I had to write something like that where women can have that agency to do whatever they want without any consequence. Hence, I adapted the graphic novel into a queer feminist fantasy, and that's how it would transpire into. So, dacoit stories are a plenty in Bengali literature, and I had been an avid reader of the likes of Raghu Dakat, Suniti Devi's Bengal Dacoits and Tigers, Devi Chaudhurani, hence the 19th century setting, because you don't find dacoits right now in Bengal. There's a different term for it, but let's not get very political right now.
Yeah. No, they are in parliaments. Everybody knows.
So even if it's set in the 19th century, the core of Doshu is rooted in the tribulations of contemporary time. As the characters arose from a diary that I was told to keep when I had grappled with mental health issues myself. So I was writing this diary and I was putting down what I was doing throughout the day, as most psychiatrists would like you to do as a patient. And then I found it going to boring. That what is this I'm doing? I'm just putting down all these manual kind of a things that, what are the things I should do throughout the day and what are the things I am not doing throughout the day. And then slowly a lot of graphic art, a lot of stickers, lot of doodles, and a lot of word art came into the diary. And my psychiatrist said that, hey, why don't you turn it into a book? So it was at a point of time when I was already writing another graphic novel. I had finished it and I was not very happy with it. I scrapped it. And then also, these characters were not dacoits. It was not 19th century, nothing. It was just four young women, and I was relating each and every one of them to specific mental disorders. And that's how the characters came into being. They were these four women. They were stuck inside my head. They were struggling to come out, and these disorders that they have is where their journey commences instead of ending. Had it not been a fantasy, if it would have been a very realistic text, oh, you have a mental disorder, your life is khatam, you cannot do anything else. But that's the prospect from where they all begin a journey that would turn around their universe and themselves around. So I'll also talk about a little bit about my art influences. So, Abanindranath Tagore's art, Nandalal Boshu's tribal motifs, Jamini Roy's earlier works, and Amruta Patil's colorful resplendence shaped largely the panel pictures. And a deliberate attempt had been made by me to kind of sexualize the women's appearance. Now, this doesn't mean that they do not have any sensual awakenings at all. They do have a lot of sensual awakenings in the forest, but I did not want to pivot these women into a very exhibitionist voyeuristic stance, because the tendency is that moment there is a text with pictures. Oh, so this character is so sexy. Like, what Marvel and DC would do. Like, all characters are very good looking and sexy, and they have this perfect kind of a sculpted body. I didn't want to go to that zone at all, and hence all the characters and most of the book, it resembles more of a tribal art kind of a narration. So this forest that I was talking about, where they have these kind of sensual awakenings among other awakenings, so this is the universe, it's the multiverse for the women. When they step out of their comfort zones into civilization, into urban pastures, is when they are truly transforming. They're no longer what they started off with. So hence the forest becomes very important, and hence my decor today like this, that I'm sitting in the forest literally. The forest is also within. It is visually modeled on the woman's interior. The color scheme is chosen like that. So there are four kinds of forest: orange, blue, purple, and pink. There are four kinds of color schemes that would, burst into resplendence as and when the character is feeling something. And what she feels inside is projected in the topography around. The forest nurtures, shelters, and also turns into a daunting, dangerous place at the same point of time. In the forest, one is stripped down to their meager flesh and body existence. The ecosystem births and kills simultaneously. And this ecofeminism is not a term that we find in the text per se, but essentially it defines the characters and, of course, the narrator Avni, tigress of the Bengal deltas. So Avni, my narrator, why Avni? So Avni the tigress, as we know, was shot dead in 2018 when Reliance had encroached forests in Maharashtra. The incident stayed on with me for the longest amount of time. It was a deeply saddening incident for me till I decided to name my narrator and tigress Avni. Avni, the tigress of the Bengal deltas, is omniscient. She's everywhere. She's witty. She gives a banal perspective to the capers of the dacoits that she encounters. And her narration is somewhat poetic. The poetry is in the banality. Also, often tigers appear in dacoit stories, we know. And I felt that the perspective of the forest best came through Avni. And hence she becomes the Sutradhar. She knows the forest in and out. So she's the Sutradhar. It is told like a fable where Avni not just describes events but also offers her anecdotes as we go along with her. The journey that the characters embark on is not just a journey of places but of emotions. The geography is both rival and friendly, and the journey entails secrets that unfold things in the characters they never expect to experience. The journey builds sorority and is therapeutic at the same point of time. These women grappling with mental illnesses find healing as the journey progresses. Also, the journey begins on the premise of travel but ends on the prospect of settlement. Finally, the journey proffers hope, something that the characters often keep losing. This is not a story about any kind of a cure to mental illness. Rather, it follows the characters who are very much grappling with their own demons and whether they are able to overcome the consequent challenges. This is a story of bonding with each other, with nature, and with things that society doesn't expect these women to engage with. Finally, it is about hope thriving in the murkiest of times when everything seems permanently dark and devoid of promise. So I can keep gushing on and on about my book, but I feel that I should stop here. Just before I open it up to the panelists, you can ask me
Yeah,
some questions.
Krishna, you're
Uh,
taking away points. We'll have nothing to speak. You see, we would have used all the same words, and now you've told all those words. So अभी हम लोग सोच रहे हैं हम लोग क्या बोले. What did we say? I think we should stop.
but still, I'll ask you very, very difficult questions. Don't worry.
Thank you. That put us on the spot.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. If anybody would like to ask me anything about the book, maybe the time is now, as they would say in other graphic novels.
Uh, uh, Easy question. I think you already most probably have an answer for it. Uh, you know, four women. Are there four seasons? Are they four different textures? What was the reason for four? What was his reason for
Four
having
women,
almost? It's almost a certain set of flow in each of the four characters. But why did you arrive at this, and what was the need?
four women are definitely four seasons. That's how the color scheme also pans out. So we begin in autumn, which is very orange. Then we move on to winter, that is very blue. Then there's a promise of spring, that is very pink. And then we have summer, which is very purple and purple is a very unusual color for summer. I had already used orange for autumn, but purple because the character that is in the purple landscape is the character of a witch. She's an occultist. The kind of magical pyres that she creates every night while she's praying and all. I felt that purple gives it a very mysterious aura, and hence I chose those colors. And this is how I kind of took it upon the characters. They are essentially four seasons.
Because it actually flows very well. Because I quite like the way from it flows from the first bright orangish to the dark blue. Because the stories are also blending in very well. So it sort of it made sense to me. But I just wanted to hear from you.
Thank you, Deepak. Uh, Shaurabda, Mudjadi.
No,
Yeah.
I had a question which is more in terms of doing, because when I saw your work, I was also thinking of the very early discussions that both of us used to have in a coffee shop,
Yeah,
and about you asking me about questions about my graphic novel, and I wasn't sure. I was just trying to do justice to a classic text like and it was an adaptation of Nabarun Bhattacharya's novel, which is a cult actually. So with the Fatharus and also, but my question is that when I looked into it's an incredible hard work, in the sense that it is obviously that each page is a painting. Hmm?
Yeah.
And it is quite clear that you have sort of worked on it with a gutso, like there's a flow, like there is something in, like when you are describing your how it developed from a very personal uh, position. It is quite clear in the style. I was also thinking that that there are I mean, stylistically, as far as the medium, the form, the is concerned, you have used pen and ink, you have used watercolor, there are different styles. Let's say I was at the some pages I really like page 28 or page 50 54 or but then suddenly let's say page 80 is different. So it is and what I thought it is like there is a bit of Worli, bit of Madhubani, bit of Potachitro in the way it flows, when you are looking at the ebook, so on. So in some ways it is cannibalistic, in a good way, like Avani would be, trying to devour anything that is there. So I would really want to know, because that how does there are many things, if you could still share with us briefly, like how did you draw in a paper, in a what, in your diary, in how on the laptop and so on, bringing in the words, connecting it in different styles, and if you made any distinctions that like you were talking about color, about seasons, if you made these distinctions about Polash, Kajol, Bhramor, Golab, and Avni, if you did those things, and I mean, it seems like to me, it seems like a river, that it has its own energy. It is flowing in a direction. So I would like to hear a bit from you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for this question because I have a very interesting story to share. So there was this shop called Art Station in Andheri, Mumbai. Deepak, have you seen the shop? Art
Yeah, yeah,
Station?
yeah.
Yeah, so Art Station, when it opened, I was doing a job in a television channel and I had hardly any time for myself. So I used to always pass the shop while going home. And on weekends, my only thing apart from cooking and cleaning in the house would be to go and visit Art Station. And I am not a trained painter, and going to art station and sampling the different kinds of colors, the textures, I was instantaneously drawn that okay, I must use this and I must use that, and there is no one way of using anything. That was what drove me clearly, and I went to this shop more because I was also gathering a lot of knowledge that oh, so this is a manga pen, so this is how it looks like, so this is the texture of a manga pen. So the colors and the textures came first even before the visuals came in. Even when I was writing the script of this graphic novel, I was not very sure that how would the whole tapestry of the images look like. But once and all I started experimenting
But
through
in hindsight,
majorly
Sulakshana, just to add, but in hindsight, I think it's a very good idea because there is a certain madness to your panels. Usually, traditionally, comics follow a certain route. Okay, like to use the word that Mujda used the word cannibalization, right? There is no method behind your madness, so to speak, and that actually makes the graphic novel an interesting read because you would
yes,
expect
yes,
in the
yes.
that you would see a certain kind of panel again, but you don't see that panel again. Like she bought some pages also spooked me. Like I was seeing them and be like, why did she suddenly use this color? Why did she suddenly go into this sort of? Do you remember even when you sent me an early draft? I told you, look, the wording is looking a little different because fundamentally you've done one thing which is nice. That most probably I'm going to use two big names so you can feel happy. Both Harvey Pekar and Charlie Bukowski were not trained, and there is a certain dramatic norm that comes with training, right? That is not there in your novel. So that's nice. That's in a way nice that the comic doesn't actually follow the art form or follow the form that was supposed to be followed. So thanks to Art Station and thanks to please go on. Ads.
Yeah, so that's what
আমার
it started off. That's what it all started off with. Q is here. I'll just add him. Just 1 minute.
আমার এর
Hello,
মধ্যে
Q.
সুলক্ষণাকে একটা
Hello. How are you?
Hello.
Hello, everybody.
হ্যালো কিউ
What's up?
Hello.
Hello.
হাই
Good to see you guys.
Good to see you too, Q.
Yes.
আমার সুলক্ষণাকে আরেকটা প্রশ্ন করতে ইচ্ছে করছে, সেটা হচ্ছে যে ইউজুয়াল যে লেখালেখির রাস্তা, সেটা থেকে তুমি একদম প্রথম দিকেই একেবারে সরে গিয়ে কেন হঠাৎ গ্রাফিক নভেলের কথা ভাবলে? ওয়াই, মানে এই ওয়েটা তুমি চুজ করলে কেন?
Okay, so
যেহেতু
why
তোমার ট্র্যাডিশনাল পেইন্টিং এ তুমি নিজেই বলছো যে তোমার কোনো আলাদা শিক্ষা নেই, প্রথাগত শিক্ষা নেই, তা সত্ত্বেও তুমি এই ওয়েটাকে কেন চুজ করলে?
Yeah, so essentially, why a graphic novel and not any other form of literature? So I feel graphic novel is the most contemporary form of literature, and if I had to write something, it had to be that, and it cannot be anything else. And coming from a background of audio and visual, I cannot think of a text that is devoid of visuals. I mean, it immediately becomes less interesting to me. Although that would not, I would not say that is the norm with which you should judge each and every piece of novel that is coming out. No, I really enjoyed Arundhati Rai's Ministry of Utmost Happiness very recently, but I took up graphic novel because I love to tell a story in a medium where there are a lot of visuals. It's a pictorial story, and hence the choice of a graphic novel, even if I am not professionally trained a painter.
Also,
So-
humanity to draw from time immemorial, right? From the caveman drawings to now. So, to add to it, it's a visual medium is a compelling way of telling a story. So it always adds.
Yes, it always adds. It always adds. So now that everyone is here, Madhujadi is.
I'm here.
Madhujadi,
I'm
your
here.
video-
I just switched off the video for a particular reason, but I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm here.
So-
I'll just switch it on in 5 minutes.
Yeah, sure. So, Shorobda, I would like to ask you, why publish this graphic novel and why did you pick it up as a publisher?
অ্যাকচুয়ালি তুমি যখন আমার কাছে স্ক্রিপ্টটা নিয়ে এলে, যেহেতু আমাদের আগে গ্রাফিক নভেল করবার একটা এক্সপিরিয়েন্স ছিল, কাঙাল মাল শার্ট প্রথম আমরা করেছিলাম বাংলায়, এবং কিও জানো সেটা, এবং তাই সেই সময় আমরা দেখেছিলাম যে এই কাজটা করতে গেলে কিরম ভাবে কি প্রসেসিং এর মধ্যে দিয়ে যেতে হয়, কিরম ভাবে কাজটা করতে হয়। তো সেই সময় তুমি যখন আমাদের কাছে এই স্ক্রিপ্টটা নিয়ে এলে, তারপরে 2020 মার্চ আর এপ্রিলে তুমি এসেছিলে সম্ভবত, আমার স্ক্রিপ্টটা দেখে আমার অসম্ভব ইন্টারেস্টিং মনে হয়েছিল, এবং এটা আমার মনে হয়েছিল যে খুব ইমিডিয়েটলি একটা পাবলিশের জায়গায় যাওয়া দরকার, কেননা এর মধ্যে যে ফোর্সটা আছে, যে ফোর্সটাকে তুমি রাখতে পেরেছো এটার মধ্যে, এবং সবটা মিলিয়ে তুমি যে গল্পটা বলেছো এবং যে এক্সপেরিমেন্টটা করেছো। সপ্তর্ষি সবসময় তার যে 20 ইয়ার্স এর যে লাইফ, তার মধ্যে সেই এক্সপেরিমেন্ট গুলো করতে করতে কন্টিনিউয়াসলি গেছে। আমরা একদম প্রথম দিক থেকেই সুমনের বই করেছি, নবারুণ ভট্টাচার্য করেছি, অবভিয়াসলি সেই প্রসেস গুলোর মধ্যে দিয়ে গেছি, এবং আমাদের মনে হয়েছে যে এই থ্রাশটা তোমার এই গ্রাফিক নভেলটার মধ্যে আছে, যে এক্সপেরিমেন্টটা আমরা বোধহয় পাবলিশ করলে সেটা একটা অন্যরকম কিছু হবে। সেই জায়গা থেকে চুজ করা এই স্ক্রিপ্টটাকে, এবং আমার মনে হয়েছে এটা ফ্যাবুলাস।
Okay. Thank you, Shorobda. I would like to move on to Q next. Hello, Q.
Hello. Yeah.
Q, you have written a graphic novel. It came out in last year book fair. And drawing from your own experience as a graphic novelist, how would you relate to the book's journey, which has been an arduous journey of 3 years with no training in painting and all? So, what do you think the text achieves?
I think, I mean, I still have to, I must admit that I have to still go through a lot more in the story. Um, as you know, people might not know, but I have known Sulokana for a bit, some time, and we've often exchanged notes. I've met her in Bombay while she was working in television, and before that, we met when she was a student and doing actively pursuing film and politics, the kind of politics that we are into. And I think that the work immediately gives me that really uh, like warm feeling of knowing that you have figured it out how to tell this really complex fucked up story, uh, in quite a complex fucked up way, you know. But at the same time, it's because you're perhaps because of your non-training, and thank fuck for it, that it's almost childlike in its chaos. The lines and the patterns never seem to match, and even if there are chapter breaks and color breaks that we begin with, we are losing ourselves in that. Like, you can't really keep a straight line through this, so okay, I'll follow the color pattern or the way the drawings are, where the way the uh, mm, people are being portrayed. So this constant pattern breaking is, I think, a very interesting highlight in the work. And there must be a pattern. I still can't see it, and that's why I need to, you making me go back to it. I think what that's the first thing that my takeout. The second thing is the multi-layered storytelling, which is only possible in this form, and I totally agree with you on like visual storytelling. Um, is Cinema is extremely limited, and we know that if you wanted to make this as a film, it will never be made.
Yes, absolutely.
So that's a very critical thing that you've done. I think that's the most, I think, important thing to understand and appreciate about your work right now, is that you took that stance and moved away from the medium of your comfort into a very uncomfortable zone, and you managed to figure it out. I think that's like severely cool, and I congratulate you for it.
Thank you so much, Q. Thank you so much. We would now move on to Madhujadi. I would like to ask you what makes the text relevant to contemporary times and to what extent the text serves the purpose of a graphic novel.
I- I'll answer the second question first. When I started doing like doing the illustrations for a graphic novel, these questions come up. These questions are important if you are thinking in terms of okay, is it a graphic novel, is it a comic book, whom am I speaking to, what are the kinds of comparisons. But I think as Q was also saying, that as people who are self-taught, in my case I've been slightly trained, but whatever, those who are not, let's say, professional painters or artists or professional graphic novelist or comic book artists, there is of course it is a very difficult job, but it is also that that you don't care, you don't give a damn, because you are there's nothing to lose and so much to actually gather. So in that sense, I don't care if it is a graphic novel, if it's not, if it's a photochitro, if it's a series of paintings that you want to have an exhibition, whatever. I simply don't care, because from what I gather, that there are many kinds of so-called graphic novel in the world, and different people use different styles since the 1930s. That is one. Second is that even when there is this great divide between graphic novel and comic book, and graphic novel being more elitist and all that, the thing is that I frankly you know don't give a damn, in the sense that uh, mm, there are certain images, there is a certain story, and I want to tell it like this, and it works in its own way. It creates its own world, like the forest, which I think is also the mindscape that I think is more important. It is more important that more and more people read it, they are curious about it. People are not in a great habit of reading a graphic novel more meticulously, and so on and so forth. And it's quite a, like, if and when it is printed, it's quite a fat one, actually. So there are many things. So it does not have to succeed as a graphic novel, and I think or any category as such. It's creating its own world, which is, I think, far more interesting. The other one, that why is it important? Well, I mean. It's not a question of whether it is important or not. Some people may not find it important, others may find it important. But for me, it raises certain very important questions. One being, you know, mm, I think probably. I don't know if one should bring up this gender question, but there is a particular way in which you have built this world of these five women, including Avani. That is what I feel like: Avani, Polash, Kajol, Bhramor, Golab. So there is a. I mean, there are many things. There are mental health issues. There is politics. There is a struggle with so many at so many levels, but also the question of ecology, which is, if you really want to sort of, like, for hard selling, if you need terms, then of course something very top that is there is the question of ecology, where both Avani, and other human characters are there. I want to talk about. I really found something interesting, is that this, also. So on one hand, I'm actually, I must say again that I am really, really surprised in a happy way that you could pull through something that is so potentially dangerous and vast. It is like a universe. The other thing is that the detailing in some ways is so interesting. This entire one page about the food, the quail egg curry, and so on and so forth. So there are so many things. This piece of work, story, images, colors, styles, all conflicting with each other, actually, but they work at such so many multiple level. And it's like a forest, that there is no structure. Like, it is, the forest is not like Salt Lake or Bangalore, which is structure. Okay, say sector A is on that side, sector B is on that side. Not like that. But the forest has its own organic kind of way of, how things come together. So it is really, in terms of style, I think it is relevant because of the issues, but it is also in terms of its style. Really, really like it because it's a provocation. And just to add that I've been sitting with my own the next graphic novel, Lukdhok, for ages now, 2 years, and this is quite an inspiration. I've been thinking in the last few days that I'm so happy that you could.
Oh my
I
God,
mean, I
thank
can't
you.
imagine you could do so much. Yeah,
Thank you
yeah,
so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the kind words, Murshadi. I would now move on to Deepak. Deepak, how would you find the characters? Are they relevant? And if you could also speak about the narrator, you have always written a plethora of very interesting characters. My favorite film of yours is Kaun Kitne Paani Mein again. So if you could draw upon your experiences upon how a character is built and how these characters were built, and if you could speak about them a little bit.
Uh, See, for things, a little honest disclaimer, I don't like the word graphic novel. I find the idea a little repugnant that, somehow are trying to make it a caste-based system where we again have graphic novels as
Oh,
this mature thing and comics as this banal derivative shit. Okay, they're all comics. They're all telling a story. They're all a visual medium that's phenomenally rich. Okay, be it a silly phantom to being it a deep a Pecker or a Craig Thompson or a Alan Moore doing stuff. It's all comics and they're all huge. Coming to your stuff. Coming to your stuff. What I really liked about your journey of the four women. I talk about the four women journey from a quote of Martin Scorsese. Jack Nicholson says in Departed. He says, "I don't want to be a product of the environment. I want the environment to be a product of me." That genesis of a simple line is what this comic got to me. Okay, I'm giving you all blurbs. तो अभी blurb use कर जहाँ use करना है. Okay, Martin Scorsese says I'm. Okay, it sounds cool, but it actually is that. See, when the journey started off with the orange and her and even Kajol, it was almost like they were a part of the system. They were fighting the system, but they were not truly changing form or function. They were not really making the journey a little different. The four coming together and then the four journey together, the journey seems very, looking at your art also as you're reading your comic, it looks very amorphous. It looks like, okay, they've also become blobs. In some panels, I don't know if you did it willingly or you did it as a part of the painting, that some of them become amorphous, they don't get shape. But the beauty is that they've all got a certain change in the shifting of the narrative. The narrative is no longer about them changing as per the environment, they are changing the environment as per them. Be it the factory, be it the forest, be it Padma, being on the barge. So there is a certain change in the women, and that women, in a way, is what I liked about the whole narrative. The women, when they were single, had a certain perspective, had a certain journey, had one enemy. It is very clear. One enemy, one loss. It was all one journey, a singular journey. And then, it suddenly becomes a larger. When it suddenly changes to, be it the factory or be it the forest, be it helping army, it's all about a larger purpose. And that I really liked about it. Women, these women are relevant very much today. I don't think they're not relevant today at all. They are still women of today. I did not see them as women having an issue that is dated. The Santals are still walking with Patalgadi spoons, still seeking land. So nothing has changed. I mean, the narrative, only the oppressors are new. You don't see a Union Jack anymore. You see other companies' names more. But
yes.
oligarchs still stay, the corporates still stay, the narrative still stays. So, I quite like that. I like that part about the women. And the Tiger narrative is a narrator always helps. It helps in a certain way because it adds a certain brevity to the solution. It also gives you a little outside view because it suddenly becomes a fly on the wall. You no longer are part of it. Like I sometimes wanted Omni. Like there are pages when there's no Omni, and there's almost a chapter with no Omni, and then you realize that Omni is part of them, and then you come out. There is the eagerness to hear Omni also because Omni is sometimes banal, Omni is easy. Like my tribal homies, I just read it. I started chuckling.
Yeah.
He started when I formed between the dacoits and Zamina and our tribal homies. And I was like, yeah, this is nice. The narrator can suddenly go very cool, right? It is like a sudden panel shift in Habibi. Suddenly there's this factory, and you're like, what the hell has happened just now? So, it is nice. So I like Avni. I particularly like Avni's journey because Avni's journey also makes it more lighter than what it's meant to be. It doesn't take itself too seriously. And it adds a certain banality to the situation, makes it nice. So I think it's very relevant. I don't think you sort of written a story that stands in a period of time. See, Devi Chodrani had a certain period, right? But you still read it. As a kid, I loved reading it because it just broke a certain narrative, right? And I also like the fact that till then and only when I used to go to Calcutta, I used to see women dressed like that who are very traditional and very home, right? Suddenly you saw dacoit, and I remember reading when I was 8 or 7, and I loved it, and I thought it was so cool. So stories and never change because of time. They just sort of we realize that we are all living in a remix and a loop. So your characters are very relevant today also. I don't know if I
Thank
answered
you.
it.
Thank you, Deepak. I would like to ask you, Modhuja ji, once again, what is the graphic novel scene in our country, and how is it difficult? How difficult it is to be a graphic novelist, to write and paint at the same time, especially if you're a woman.
Uh, I have frankly no clue. But then, what is the scene of a filmmaker? What is the scene of a rapper? And those questions can come up. So, especially in the situation we are now, it is difficult. But it's like I mean, I really don't know that whether you can earn your living through being a graphic novelist, because it's a very hard work. A graphic novel is a novel, as in you have to paint and draw and do so many pages. So it's a like you are doing 100 paintings and you are doing 100-page or 200-page of novel. So it is very hard work, and I don't know what really what is the scene, excepting that there are more and more work coming out, more and more women are writing and women are telling the stories, in the ways in which many of them are extremely intense personal stories, uh, dealing with sexuality, body, crisis, mental health, in your case, and where you mentioned that this character is bipolar, that character is depressive, so on and so forth. So women are I've been striving to finish my film, and I have been thinking in those terms that, of course, obviously, when women start telling stories, there will be certain specifics about how we experience the world around us. So the scene, I think, is opening up, not only with Amruta, but also more and more people are so there is but I think the problem is elsewhere, that mm, to be we are not, as readers, we are not so trained in uh, uh, reading graphic novels, people would, let's say, take cues, work like Gandu, and turn the pages quickly, but they would sit down and watch the film more carefully. So there is that problem is there, that I have felt with in case of my novel as well, that people, I have seen in the book fair, people quickly turning pages, looking at the images, and okay, then saying we have gone through it. So but what is good is that, once it becomes like a stream, like it becomes quite a powerful body of work with many people working on it. I think more and more people will also get used to it. In fact, I wanted to ask you that your graphic novel is in English, and
Hmm.
frankly, let's say the language that you have used is quite dense. And I would have thought, personally, I would have thought twice, like, um, as in বাংলায় বললে ভাবতে হবে লোকে আতেল ভাববে, বলবে film studies ঝাড়ছে, feminism ঝাড়ছে, and all that. So in that sense, you have taken that leap. So what is the kind of readership that you are imagining for something that is so, it's like a volcano, which does not have a fixed shape, but is quite powerful, extremely powerful.
So to answer the first part of your question, um, this uh, how should I say? I took up English because okay, so Saurabh also asked me, so I jokingly told him that Bangla সতী দাহ হতো, English এ feminism পড়েছি. So there's Satida in Bengali and I read feminism in English, so I will write in English. I used to joke like that, but well, it's a matter of shame maybe that I am a part and parcel
No,
of
no,
this
no, no,
education.
no. No, no, no. I'm not saying that. I'm not. I mean, fuck is an English word. Okay, so I'm not saying about English, but what I mean is that these are also quite erudite and academic words that you have used. Let's say bipolar, huh? So
Yeah,
somebody will have to Google to understand bipolar, na? So
yeah,
how? Yeah. So what is the kind of readership that it can be niche? We don't have to reach out to the like the
yeah,
140 crore
yeah.
or whatever billion people are there in the world. We don't really, and in any case, it's not a job to change the whole world. That is not the point. But I'm just thinking, when you are doing any
Yeah.
kind of art, you speak to someone. You have a like an ideal reader. So, what is that ideal reader?
So my ideal reader would be somebody who really loves graphic novels and who would want to see something new coming in the scene. So although I have been heavily influenced by Amruta Patil's work, but as you would see, it is a very different kind of a take. Amruta
Yes,
Patil
sir.
is far more philosophical than me, and I absolutely love her work, but I cannot ever reach that place. My narration is always very as my narration is Avni's narration, as would say that I would keep using terms like tribal homies and what the hell, and I would say with an equal stroke of perspicacity as well at the same point of time. So it's not really whether somebody understands each and every word, but somebody who would really want to see something new happening in the Indian graphic novel scene, because Indian graphic novels, again, if we take out Sarnath Banerjee, if we take out Amruta Patil, there are really a few people who do make a departure from the Marvel DC tradition,
Yes,
which
yes,
actually,
yeah, absolutely.
But to add to this,
Working outside the template.
yes, yes. So, which brings me to my next question for Deepak. How do you find the stylistic departure from the Marvel DC tradition?
okay, just to add to what was being discussed earlier,
Yeah,
Death Note was basically a teenage written for 11 to 13 and 11 to 14 people year olds. That's what the publisher had decided. Death Note is read largest by 40 plus people. Okay, and it's one of the biggest manga comic series ever, right? And Anya's Ghost, for example, Anya's Ghost was written for a teenage girl. I have read Anya's Ghost maybe a million times. I love the book. Okay, so it is not that the beauty of a comic medium is that it doesn't cater to age. Okay, in India, sadly, somehow comics and that's why I try to talk about graphic novels and comics as not being separate, because in India comics are assumed to be kiddish. The children read comics, you read Phantom, you read Indrajal, and you're done with that, and you never read it again. So this idea of Vertigo Crime or even a Alan Moore would not have existed in India, because they were told a comic padta hai kya? Like how many of us must have faced this when you're reading a comic in a train or in a public place? "Ye umar mein comic padta hai kya?" So the idea of comic is in India is sadly still assumed to be very infantile, and so that will take some amount of time. Most probably, people will start adopting it because of the visual treat that they get, and hopefully, will start reading more. Uh, Coming to the stylized version of what is style over a DC and Marvel, DC and Marvel actually, see, DC and Marvel are one style, but if you look at the number of styles that are used even in the world now, it's no longer a norm. Craig Thompson does not use it. Craig Thompson has written 5 different books, and each book has a different style. And I mean, his early work to Habibi to the latest one, they are fundamentally different. And there is a classic set of panels and how they work and what colors and how people look. But that's also changed a lot. I mean, I've read a recent work and the last year's Edgar Award winning, I forget the name of the book. It's about this Mayan city, and it did not have black hole does not have a certain feature. If you look at the Canadian graphic novel, Canadian comic writers like Joe Matt and all of them, they do not even draw perfectly. Like Joe Matt is a better drawer than Crumb. Crumb is even worse, right? So they are each of them are very different in their own way. So honestly speaking, I think that era of one pattern, one type, buxom women, men looking like Bollywood stars with six packs, that's gone. That actually is gone. Comics have gotten a certain amount of maturity that characters are being drawn very differently. That said, what I like about your book is what I liked about another book of India. It's another graphic, it's another comic that I don't know if you've heard of. It's called Bhimayana. It is the story of Bhimrao Ambedkar through Gond art, and it is brilliant. It's one of the best comics I've read in India.
Yeah.
And it's completely Gond art. So two Gond artists
Yeah.
did work with an English writer about Ambedkar's journey through circles, and it is a brilliant piece of art. A brilliant piece of art. I have two
Very nice.
if I lose one, then I'll have the other. So I'm a little worried about it. I like it that much. So art forms, it's essentially form over function, right? Your art form, why is it unique? Why did I like it? Why I called you the day I saw it first one also was because it's breaking the norm. It's finally breaking the norm that we don't have 6 panels. Manga, right? When you start reading manga, you're almost told, right? Start from the back, go like this, go like this. They have almost formalized reading experience. It's okay if you're on a metro, but I want to read anywhere, right? I want to open a big book, I want to put it on the table, and I want to enjoy it. So in that sense, you've broken the pattern, and I like the way you've broken the pattern. I like the madness that you got. I like the fact that you're not trained. I'm happy that you are a writer like me, that you also didn't get go to school and get trained because you just painted the way you want to paint. So you had a good day, you painted brilliant bright colors. You had a bad day, you painted blue. So I like it. I love it. I love it that it blends so well into the story. So I honestly think readers now are far more forgiving than the earlier ones. That they don't really need panels and don't need the DC Marvel world. So you're in fine hands. And like Madhuja said rightly, you will find audience. People will read stuff that they want to read.
Thank you, Deepak. Thank you so much. Really kind words you had for
I'm
me.
here. Don't worry. I'm here.
Yes, we can hear you.
Uh,
Q, I would come to you now. You have earlier worked and adapted Tasher Desh, Taranath Tantrik, for all 19th century texts, and you have turned it into a contemporary representation. So, drawing upon your experiences, do you think this text serves the purpose? And would you also like to shed some light on dacoit stories as a staple for adventure for the Bengali reader?
Yeah, I think these are both very, very crucial points. Um, um, One of the critical issues that we are facing is that our past is being um, quickly snatched away from our cultural mindset. You know that past is being brutally assaulted continuously on a daily basis. Um, Kind of like today, I saw this a friend of mine share a link where uh, a P. Sainath book was on Flipkart, and this book, the cover of the book had two ads on both sides, and both the ads were women's lingerie ads, and they had panty shots on them. Okay, and it's very interesting because see,
I hope the
there is,
book was not Everyone Loves a Good Drought.
huh?
I hope the book
Sorry.
was not Everyone Loves a Good Drought.
Well, it was difficult now to look at the book. So imagine, I'm just trying to say where the attack is coming from is very mad right now. How our collective history is being quickly grouped, reclassified, modified, not changed. We all thought, oh shit, they just changed this, changed that, constitution, kuch nahi. It's not about changing anymore. They don't need to change. They just modify certain things, and things become other things. And in that context, I think to reclaim the female dacoit is a very important political move. Claiming not one but fucking five. and making a gang of them, and making it move into that kind of Tarantino-esque zone without having that masochistic male sort of adrenaline fueling that. What the fuel is very different, and like Modu just said, like Deepak was talking about the forest and the impact of the forest on your narrative, how the it is really the forest of our minds, how these forests are impregnable, almost like you lose yourself in it. Your characters are consistently losing themselves in that forest, and that is such a departure from that male tendency to clear out the forest, be able to see properly. And I think that's one thing that you've been able to marry together, the fact that contemporary narrative sort of is driven towards clarification. Retribution must be, the answers must be clear. I don't really think what Madhuja said would about the language. Somehow I felt that it was very much the way most Bengali speak in English. We use words like midst, which nobody else uses, I guess. You know, and we also use like holy shit, and it's that casualness of the delivery that makes it very quite friendly for me. And while I'm reading it, obviously being a filmmaker and being crucially aware of the constant victimization of the kind of audience that we would want to call ours, who are not ours, but we would like to call them ours, and their constant victimization by popular culture, and how they are shown things, how they're told things, what they're shown, how they're shown. All these things are in my mind while I'm seeing your work, and I find find it really easy because the childlike artwork invites me to somehow find meaning within your language. And even if there are two words that I may or may not know, somehow I'll make sense, because otherwise I'm either watching visually, I'm reading, like lots of people do that with comics. Like they would have the artwork speak to them instead of the text, and you are looking at serious comic readers and players and viewers, because they're really participating in that process. I think that your 19th century setting and your dacoit ploy both give us very interesting perspectives from the point of view of the Indian reader, because the Indian reader is constantly obsessing about older things and nostalgia and being fed shit. Especially in Bengal, we know that. So, in terms of a Bengali story written in English or whichever language it may be, that doesn't matter, because the story itself is very Bengali. The characters are super Bengali. It's set there, and I can feel the sense of oneness with the characters immediately. They are contemporary to me because nothing has changed, as you know we discussed before. So I feel it's a really nice confluence. I really want to spend more time with the book and get back to you with more juicy tidbits.
I just wanted to add, Shulokana, I think
Yeah.
it's a very brave work, because like others were also saying, it's not just because we are all discussing here today launch of the book, and we can't say bad things about the book. It's not that, but it is really, the book took me by surprise for various reasons, because uh, uh, there are you tend to play safe in certain ways, is what I was actually trying to say, like like the 19th century, the forest. And with the kind of various kind of discourses and the discussions that go around in social media and so on, I personally would have been thinking twice that okay, I am not a person from a forest, or I'm not how much do I know of the forest? These would be my insecurities. Or, okay, I'm using this word. Do I sound too academic? Should I use another easier word, more, approachable word? So, but your work is so wonderfully dense. Like, I think the forest works as a good metaphor in many ways. So, like a forest that. And it's quite an intricate in terms of characters, in terms of the issues, personal issues, larger political issues, between the continuities that one sees, and to be able to connect to these myths, these metaphors of doshu, of let's say, of various other things, and this evocation is really amazing, I must say. I also feel that uh, mm, first, of course, I don't really believe that there is any thing like a perfect work, and I rather like works which seem like they are in the process of becoming. One of the reasons why I really like Q's work is because of that. Q ki bhalo filmmaker, Q ki mahan filmmaker, but that is not important. He's a provocation. He tells you that you can go in that direction, that you've been going in that direction. আচ্ছা, এরম ভাবে ছবি হতো, এগুলো ভালো ছবি না, অন্যভাবেও ছবি করা যায়, আমি আমার মতন ছবি করব, আমি আমার অডিয়েন্স, মানে আমি আমার whatever group of people এর সঙ্গে কথা বলবো. So it is in that sense uh, mm, uh, you know quite a I mean, আমার বারবার ব্রেভই মনে হচ্ছে শব্দটা, because you really crossed so many boundaries with this work.
এক্স্যাক্টলি, ও যে এক্সপেরিমেন্টটা চালিয়েছে, কন্টিনিউয়াস পুরো প্রসেসটা ধরে যে এক্সপেরিমেন্টটা চালিয়েছে, সেইটা কি, সেটা কালারে বলতে পারো, সেটা টেক্সটে বলতে পারো, এমনকি মানে ক্যারেক্টার গুলোকে এস্টাবলিশ করেছে যেভাবে আর কি, পুরোটাই একটা সাংঘাতিক আমার ক্রাশ মনে হয়েছে। এবং সেইভাবেই গেছে পুরো স্টোরিটা, প্রথম পাতা থেকে শুরু করে শেষ পর্যন্ত ও পুরোটা গেছে সেইভাবে, সেই
হ্যাঁ,
জার্নির মধ্যে দিয়ে ও গেছে। এবং
আর আমি
One
আরেকটা
of the
কথা অ্যাড
questions that
করতে
I
চাই।
had, sorry.
No, I just wanted to add for Saurabh also that because there are certain publishers who sort of are the comic book or graphic novel publishers, so called. Saurabh যেহেতু ওই হিসেবে, মানে সৌরভ সপ্তর্ষি প্রকাশন আরো অনেক ধরনের পাবলিকেশন করে, আই থিঙ্ক they are also taking a risk which is very interesting. মানে এই কনটেক্সটে এটা খুব জরুরি একটা জিনিস। মানে যে অল্টারনেটিভ পাবলিশিং হাউসেস গুলো, কারণ নট অনলি comic book artists or graphic novelists in India and elsewhere, that there are certain sort of revered publishers, যে এরা কমিক বুকটা করে, ওরা জেন্ডার করে, ওরা অ্যাকশন করে, যেরকম ভাবে হয়।
এক্স্যাক্টলি,
সেই জায়গা থেকে সৌরভকে কিন্তু একটা, মানে আই থিঙ্ক এই যে এই কি বলবো, স্ট্রাকচারের বাইরে এর অনেকগুলো কারণ আছে। তার মধ্যে সুলক্ষণা is not being schooled in a particular way, her own personal experiences, that she did not have to rush like it's not like a project like 6 months আমাকে deliver করতে হবে, and there were so many things that can produce something like this.
I wanted to just ask you if you have read Devourers, this
No.
book by Indrapratim Das. Sulokhana আমি তোকে জিজ্ঞেস করছিলাম।
No, I have not read the book.
Okay, you might want to read that because it's really this is a remarkable book, and it's by this guy called Indrapratim Das, and it's very very weird because the similarities between your stories and the way you're looking at the forest and these two are both Bengali writers writing in English. And there's a new thing happening, which is very, very interesting to see. And both are they are talking about through animals and plants rather. And of course, there are humans. Humans are kind of sort of losing out to the animal and plant narrative, and that's a very powerful thing that's comes out of your story as well. So I was going to ask you about what was the ecological process. How did you approach that?
Okay, so I'll talk about it really briefly. Uh, the year was 2018 when Reliance had encroached the Yavatmal forest in Maharashtra, and the tigress Avni was killed. The cubs were taken away. It was a horrible, horrible incident, and it was so heartbreaking, and it was so deeply saddening that that it stayed on with me for a longest amount of time. And then when I was chalking out the story and the structure of the graphic novel, I felt that because there are four women and I would not choose consciously one over the other to become the Sutradhar, I needed an external agency, and that external agency had to be feminine like the forest, because in this forest Purush is Prakriti and Prakriti is Purush. There is no distinction of Purush and Prakriti in this. And I felt the need of a an animal agency that could, easily blend in with the narrative of these dacoits. And the first option that came to my head reading so many dacoit stories was that of a tiger, because there are so many tigers in these dacoit stories and all. And
Yeah.
hence I named her Avni. So the ecofeminism aspect is very much there. uh, we did not use it as a term consciously, although I do throw around a lot of heavy terms as well. But I did not throw this around because it is so much in the code, because not one page is devoid of that. So even if it is a heart, or even if it's the viceroy's interior building interiors and all, the colors would always remind you that, oh, am I missing something? This is a forest color, something or the other. So I would like to speak about one panel when, okay, this is a spoiler, towards the end in the last chapter, when the Viceroy is crying and all the bodies are sort of being taken away. And I will not say here, of course, whose body, but all the bodies are being taken away. That panel is done in complete yellow, and yellow is not. It's a very happy color. You do not associate it with sadness or the notion of loss. And the yellow primarily stem from the tiger's yellow, and that's how these characters and the tigress form this kind of gang of eco-feminist tree huggers who would go to any extent to conserve this forest which is outside and within.
Yeah, that is a very beautiful panel with because the people are in green then.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I would go to Shorabda. Shorabda, could you compare it with other contemporary publications, and why do you think it's new?
এটা এটা সম্পূর্ণ মানে সেটা প্রথম থেকেই মানে বলাই বাহুল্য যে এটা টোটালি ডিফারেন্ট একটা ওয়েতে আমরা যাচ্ছি। এবং আমি যেহেতু এর আগে মধুজার যে গ্রাফিক নভেলটা কাঙাল মালসা সেটা আমরা করেছি, অতএব এর মানে এটা কতটা কি মার্কেটিং হতে পারে না হতে পারে সেটার একটা শর্ট অফ আইডিয়া আমার কাছে আছে। অবভিয়াসলি এটা একটা অন্যরকম প্রজেক্ট। আই মানে আমার মনে হয় এটা মানে অন্যরকম ভাবে মানে এটার মার্কেটিং বা এটার কি বলবো এই প্রেজেন্টেশন, ই বুক লঞ্চিং বলো এবার হার্ড কপি লঞ্চিং বলো, টোটালটাই অন্যরকম ভাবে আমাদের প্ল্যানিং আছে, সেটা তুমিও কিছুটা জানো। তো ন্যাচারালি আশা করা যায় যে আমরা সাকসেস পাবো আর পুরো জিনিসটাকে নিয়ে।
অন্য কন্টেম্পোরারি যেসব পাবলিকেশন আপনারা মানে বই যারা পাবলিশ করছেন তার সাথে কোনো মানে কম্প্যারিজনে যাবেন কি?
না, অবভিয়াসলি যাব না, কেননা দুটো মানে টোটালি ওয়েটাই আলাদা। আর সুতরাং সেটার সঙ্গে এই দুটো এইভাবে ঠিক কম্পারিজন করাও যায় না। আমার মনে হয় না এটা খুব একটা সম্ভব এইভাবে কম্পারিজন করা।
I have
So,
one
yeah.
question for you, if you about the choice of the font and the choice of the speech, the panel, the text panel.
Yeah. So it looks like the butt of an arrow. If you the shape is that of a butt of an arrow. So I really like that shape, and I thought that a uniform text panel would go nicely with the book, because the pictures, as we all discuss, are not uniform. So that's there, and the font as well. There's a lot of tribal art that's there in the illustrations, and when I choose the font of Andalus, it's kind of, it's not very harsh like Arial. It's not very harsh like a Comic Sans. It just looks like an italized version of Arial. So I wanted something that looked a little bit, more artsy, for a lack of better word, and
I
hence I use
they
the.
are very nicely with the word, because the font also somehow seemed to be a little roundish, so it seemed to blend with the panels. Although I got the arrow shape, but I like the pennant, and in the pennant you have this roundish font, which seemed to blend in well.
Yes. If we have any more questions, we can take a few more questions, and then we can round it off.
He asked a lot
ওখানে
of
একটু
questions.
লিঙ্কটা যদি তুমি শেয়ার করো
Okay.
বেটার।
So I think it's time that we launch the book.
Yeah.
I have nothing but to show it from the phone. So it's just opening. So it's online. It's online. Thank you so much. Thank you all of you for joining us tonight. It's been a really
Maybe Shulokana, maybe you can share screen at least the cover of the book. নিচে আছে share screen.
yeah, but somehow it's disabled. I
Okay.
cannot.
Okay.
Yeah.
আরেকটা কথাও আরেকটা অ্যানাউন্সমেন্টও বোধহয় করে দেওয়া ভালো, যে হার্ড কপিটা অক্টোবরের ফার্স্ট উইকেই চলে আসছে। অবভিয়াসলি
আচ্ছা।
মানে কেউ যদি হার্ড
And
কপিটাও চান
what
আর
are the
কি,
prices? Maybe you should.
Yeah, you should talk about what it costs.
ebook is
Sure.
199,
Okay.
and
And
the
the
hard copy is 499.
Not bad.
Okay. Great.
Madhuja, that answers your question. 499 rupees book, somebody buys, they know what they're buying. So, that way comic
No.
book is-
Of course. I only hope that the people buy.
Yeah, I do.
I hope so too.
They will
That's
see. You have.
that's the curtain call.
We know the scene, right? At least we should hope that scene this grows and grows, because over the last 2 years we've seen that whatever new experiments have been done, they are still sustaining. All of these artists that are our network,
Yes.
all of us sitting here are
Yeah,
sustaining.
and we
So-
have also learned to do multitasking and do multiple kinds of
Yes.
job and survive.
Exactly.
So it's not like
Balance.
we are So we know how what to do, how to survive. So we will survive in many forms. Do different things.
Yeah.
But also probably Saurabh, you should add that do buy the book, the version, and also the hard copy.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Please buy the book. As a person who's read it back to back 7 times, I will request you all to buy it. Buy the hard copy. If you can't wait, buy the e-version right away. It's a brilliant book. It's written by a person who's written it from the heart, and I particularly enjoyed reading it. And kudos to Lakshana. I hope to see a lot of stuff from you.
Yeah,
Thank you
man.
so
Thank you, Deepak, for a big advertisement. Thank you.
Next one.
Yes.
Next
Thank
one
you,
is
Q.
Meghnad.com. Okay,
Yes.
so
Next
here
one
we
is a
come
big
to-
project. Next
Yeah,
one
it's
is
a
a
very
big project. সুলক্ষণা
I
জানে সেটা
lose
সুলক্ষণা আমি
all
জানি না
my
অ্যানাউন্স
head.
করবে কিনা
Yeah, I just announced. So the next one is an adaptation of Meghnad Bodh Kabbo, and I am going crazy. I'll lose all my hair by the time it's done. So I'll be a very different person.
Very good.
Extremely good.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Thank you. So
Thank
with
you.
that, we
Thanks.
come to the end of it. We end the broadcast here. Thank you so much, all of you, for joining us. Mojjadi, Deepak, Saurabh Da Q.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Have a good night.
Best of
Thank
luck.
you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Much love.
Cheers.
Thank you. Thank
Cheers.
you.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.